My first impressions of Bob was that he was a very, very special athlete, and he proved me right, because he was the most special athlete that I've ever worked with in my coaching career.
Bob Chapman towered over most of the other players on the Trojan team. At 6 foot 2 inches, the 200-pounder played basketball, football, and ran track.
I always said this about Bob. He was a quiet leader. He wasn't outspoken, but he was a leader among the kids because other kids respected him. And so he came out and became an outstanding basketball player.
He could do everything, and he not only could do everything physically, but he could do everything mentally, and very, very intelligent. Not just in basketball, but when it came to anything where he had to use his athletic ability.
Bob's size came in handy in all 3 sports, especially working opposite Tony Smith's flamboyant antics on the court.
He was sort of the antithesis of Tony Smith. Tony was the flamboyant, quick guy, and Bob was the guy who always took care of business. He always checked the other team's best player. He got a lot of the tough baskets, did a lot of the dirty work, was kind of the muscle guy on the team. And so the two of them made us a great comp. If you can find 2 players like Tony Smith and Bob Chapman to play on your team, you and I and somebody else could play, and they'd win most of their games.
He probably wasn't the best basketball player because Tony Smith was there. We could say that he maybe not wasn't the best track man because Reggie Jones was there. You know, but he was as good as any of those guys in his own right. And if we looked at it from an athletic standpoint, I don't think that any of them could have done what he did in 3 sports. Chapman was very, very special.
Probably the most exceptional play I ever watched Bob make was when we were playing Southwestern, Flint Southwestern, at Flint Southwestern. And he went in for a layup, and he went up so high, he hit his face on the backboard, knocked himself out, and his head was above the rim. It was just a phenomenal leap.
Chapman was named All-State his senior year in basketball and helped Saginaw High to a state track title the same year. He accepted a Cage scholarship to MSU, averaging 19.6 points during his Spartan junior season.
You mentioned Bob Chapman's name at Michigan State, and their eyes just light up still. And the coaches who were there especially said, man, that guy, this was an athlete. He could play any sport and do anything.
Chapman ended his college career with 1,382 points, which still ranks in the top 10 of all time. He signed with the Detroit Pistons, but was waived.
Bob got his degree, he got his master's degree, and so, you know, he moved on because he realized that it wasn't much he could do to control that phase of his career, and so he just began to do other things, and I thought he adjusted real well.
Basketball is still very much a part of Bob Chapman's life. Bob Chapman still is a legend in the Saginaw City League. I think he probably still holds the records in the City League for the most points scored in the game, the season, career. He just laid it up.
Hardly a day goes by when I don't think about him and think about what he meant to my coaching career.